Yeah, I think.
Although, like, I wanted to bring this up. Something that you said a few weeks ago, Jerry, really has stuck with me, and we might be changing.
What was it? It wasn't a thing about my dad clogging up the toilet, was it?
No, none of that stuff.
Okay,
No personal stuff.
Okay, I don't need that.
You were the first person I've heard say this, and I think you're absolutely right. You said, I think the golden age of TV, that golden age that we've been talking about for years now that's been going on. You said, I think the golden age of TV is dead. And I think you're absolutely right. I think it is dead. I think we're over that now.
I think we're over
now, now it seems like just nothing, and I'm not just talking about the August summer doldrums of television.
Oh God, no.
I'm talking about like there's nothing interesting even on the horizon. I just think that, and it looks like television is going the way of what movies are now, which is just a whole bunch of like junky nonsense.
Well, I think
like there's
nonsense, but I think there's some stuff. I think there's interesting stuff coming, like the Scorsese thing, Vinyl. I think looks interesting next year. I think,
but that's a couple of years off.
Oh, I know. I know. But I think what
there'll always be interesting shows. I mean, we do have Ray Donovan. I like Ray Donovan a lot, and
I never caught on to Ray Donovan. Not because I didn't want to. It's just time. Time is a factor, and that's a. But I don't dismiss Ray Donovan. But I do think we're the age of the water cooler must-see TV, for lack of a better phrase, I think is over. I think with Mad Men, I think with The Wire, I think with
Sopranos, all that stuff.
Sopranos,
Breaking Bad.
That does not mean that I think it's over. But what troubles me is the two shows I think we're all excited about are shows from the 90s, the X-Files and the Twin Peaks. We're all very curious about it. It's like with this year with Star Wars or James Bond. We're talking about things that are not new. We're recycling. As much as I'm excited, I won't lie to you. I'm very excited.
That's what I'm talking about too. Like when you look at the slate of TV shows, it's a lot of genre stuff because they've found that makes money. So now we've got 2 zombie shows and endless superhero shows and endless sort of sci-fi, quasi-sci-fi, lofty sort of things like Under the Dome and stuff like that.
I don't know. I think it takes a lot to I think it's just dumb luck sometimes that a show reaches the zeitgeist like Breaking Bad and The Sopranos did.
Yeah, Breaking Bad is a great example.
If they had, they could have easily suffered another fate. I mean, if because David Chase originally wrote Sopranos for Fox, if that would have been on Fox, it probably wouldn't have made waves. Matthew Broderick was originally scheduled to be the Walter White part in Breaking Bad. If that had happened, it wouldn't have been nearly as effective, I don't think. But so they ride the kind of the waves of chance and they hit. But I think that it might be different from what happened in movies because movies just went to making dumb conglomerate produced crap, and that's what ruined meaningful cinema years ago for the most part. And I think, but TV, it seems like there's just a deluge of such good material in recent years that a lot of them get lost in the shuffle.
Oh yeah,
there's too much of it.
Well, there's more. I think one of the major execs came out this week and said that there's too much TV. He counted. He said that there are 400 series, being produced these days. 400 series. How can you even find the good stuff? Actually,
no. But,
amongst all of that.
But what I do like about that, Dean, and what I also like about the movies, for that matter, too, although there are not as many movies being made as in the old days, it gives a lot of people work. I mean, and behind and front and behind the camera. So that's good. As far as for TV, that's very good because that means hopefully a lot of people are working in Los Angeles and New York, where I do think movies and television should be made. I was thinking about this earlier today. People get very excited in Los Angeles, even a bad movie. Let's take a movie like National Security with Martin Lawrence. I was watching that when I lived in Los Angeles. There's a scene that takes place at the end that takes place in downtown Los Angeles, and the whole audience erupted into applause. because at that time, this is 2003, there wasn't a lot of stuff being filmed in Los Angeles. So people were just very excited that something was actually shot in L.A. So I think it's good that there are 400 series that are being made, because I'm hoping that those series are being made in New York or Los Angeles, giving a lot of people work.
Well, a lot of them are reality shows, and they're not in L.A. Or
no,
Los
I know,
Angeles.
I realize that. No, the reality show thing is, I think the reality television is the downfall of our entertainment, because I know that the studios love it because it's cheap to make. You don't have to pay writers or actors really that much. But
although they really do have writers on those shows.
Oh, they do.
So.
I mean, that's the great myth. They actually, unfortunately, yes, someone has written that. That's what's really scary.
I don't see reality as. I mean, that's part of what's been so refreshing about the resurgence of great dramatic television is that pushed reality. I think people got sick of reality. But
yeah, although it is, a big time, like when you want to just waste some time, you're eating something or whatever. I'll throw
Taco TV. Taco.
Yeah,
TV.
Taco
I mean,
TV.
some networks, A&E lives off of reality TV.
Bravo.
I mean, they
Bravo
haven't had they haven't had so many viewers since they started doing Duck Dynasty and all that kind of crap.
Oh God, don't mention Duck Dynasty.
But
Duck Dynasty, by the way, which I used to be a fan of, has jumped the shark. Just to let you know.
Wow, what a bold statement.
Well, it's bold of me to say that I liked the show. I did like the show at one point, but I feel like its comedy beats have become tired, and so I used to think it was really funny though.
But also great television. Here's another reason why 400 different series is bad news, because great television demands patience. I mean, that's the special quality of the series, is that it can build it incrementally. But when you have so much out there, you got to be dynamic right off the start. I mean, right from the first minute.
You really do.
Yeah.
That hurts storytelling, I think.
Oh, it hurts.
Yeah.
Do you remember a time when you could have a whole season before you had a whole season to at least be on the air? Where now, if you're not good within the first 2 episodes, you're canned. I mean,
which makes it like movies.
Yeah.
I mean,
unless the executives, stand behind the show, and say, well, forget the numbers. We're standing behind the show because we like it,
And they don't really do
that happens
anymore
very rare
because they're so petrified of losing their jobs. I mean, you can't really blame them. I mean, they're going to be canned if they,
But that's nothing different from what TV has always been. I mean, TV is. I mean, has. Hell, there's so many channels now that you don't really have to worry about getting like a 20. It's impossible to get a 20 rating and a 17 share like you used to have.
I'm talking about network TV.
Yeah.
I mean,
no. It's you see these. I mean, thank God for like a Netflix or a Hulu or even an Amazon Prime. But like, I haven't even started to watch this Wet Hot American Summer, and that's one of the few things I do want to check out.
I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't had time. There is stuff I do want to watch. I do want to watch the second season of The Nick when that comes on, and the second season of Fargo I'm looking forward to, as far as shows that are returning this year.
So and I know that I got into The Americans for a little while, and I kind of fell out of it. But I might get back into that because.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I was having trouble with it for the first half of this last season. I won't lie to you. I watched it, but it's one of those things you felt obligated to watch, and it did pick up, especially the last 2 or 3 episodes. But I won't lie to you, James. I was like really just like, let's pick up the pace, let's do something, because this is meandering to me at this point. The first
it lost me.
Yeah,
it lost me the last season, so I haven't even watched this season yet. But Ray Donovan is the only show right now that when I watch it, I feel that same sort of excited kind of feeling that I felt watching Breaking Bad and The Sopranos and so forth.
Well, I watched the first season. I watched the first season and a half of Ray Donovan. I've even lost interest in Masters of Sex this season, and that. and that show I think has the greatest female character on that
She's a great
on
actress.
TV right
great,
now.
Yeah, she's a great actress.